My name is Fiona Bryce. I'm a UK trained obstetrician and gynaecologist. I've been with Kybele since 2010. This is my Kybele story. I first saw Cecilia at a morning meeting. At Ridge Hospital every morning they have all the midwives and the physicians gather together, and the business this morning was to award a midwife, the Midwife of the Month award, and that happened to be Cecilia. And at that time I hadn't really noticed her before, but subsequent to that I watched her, and I watched her interactions with other people. She was an advocate for the woman. So if she was concerned about a woman, she would make sure that that woman got the attention that she felt that woman needed. And I can remember one particular instance actually quite clearly when we were in another morning meeting. Cecilia was called out because there was a woman who was bleeding on the labour ward. And she went out, and about 10 minutes later there came a message from her that she needed some help. The message to one of the obstetricians there. The obstetrician didn't go, and she kept sending messages until that obstetrician came. She was not taking no from an answer from a senior person, and I thought that's actually quite impressive for somebody who's junior to actually sort of insist that she had the help she needed. And it was through things like that we selected her to be a triage champion, because she was already recognising that women were waiting way too long to be seen, and that women were dying in the process or becoming seriously ill in the process. And she'd already started to make some little changes along with Kybele's help. And we felt that she would benefit from coming to the UK to see what was possible. She became extremely engaged. She came back and she was really motivated to get this going, but at the same time she also was motivated to improve her own skills and her own education, and she decided that she was going to do a degree. This was particularly impressive because she effectively was a single mother. Her husband worked up in the north of Ghana. She had 3 children, one of who had special educational needs, so it was not easy for her at all. But she managed to get funding to be able to do this, and went on to complete her degree. And it was difficult because she'd been out of education for a long time, so there was a lot of things, basic things, that she had to relearn and do again. And she came out of that 3-4 years later with her degree in midwifery. Since then she's been working to develop triage. She now wants to go on and do a master's, so this meant that she had to teach, and she had to go to the other regional hospitals and teach. And she was very nervous at teaching at first, and she's really now developed the skill of teaching. She more or less runs the session now, and I mentor her. Because of the teaching role she's had, she's now, within the last month, when I was there, she told me that she's applied for a teaching post at the University of Legon. So she is going to leave active midwifery and she's going to start teaching midwifery. And we're hoping that actually, and she's hoping that we can too, is to link that in with the work that Kybele's doing in triage work and other areas that we're developing with Kybele. I've been proud. It's almost like being a mother and watching your child grow up, and the last part was having her wings and flying, and she's now going solo.